Hey guys, what's going on? 845 Sports Cards out of the Hudson Valley, New York, coming back at you again. It is the first of the month, and it's time once again to rip into some 1991 Upper Deck Baseball in an attempt to find the Nolan. 1991, as I've chronicled here before, there's 2,500 hand-numbered, hand-signed on-card autos of Nolan Ryan. Blue Sharpie on the checklist for his special insert set. It's the second year they did it. 1990 they did Reggie. 91 they did Nolan Ryan in the low series, and Hank Aaron in the high number series, the upper level, the high numbers. So if you get a low number box, you have a chance at finding the Nolan. They claim there's random sequencing. Time will tell. Before I rip into this, I like to show an interesting card from my PC related to Nolan Ryan. But before I do that, I want to show you a coin produced by the U.S. Mint to commemorate the 1992 Olympics. You see there's an image there. The USA on the cap, the Olympic rings, "In God We Trust," of a baseball player for the 92 Olympics. See the Olympic rings back there. This is for anybody that's familiar with coins. There's a grading system by NGC. There's others, but NGC Mint states 70 is the highest possible grade on this coin. But there's a picture of a generic baseball player. The U.S. Mint claims the engraver just used a generic photograph. Fleer would claim that is not true. Because if you look at the 1991 Nolan Ryan, which we have here in a PSA 10, might be one of the more valuable cards in the set in a 10. Ugly junk wax era set. You can see it's the same picture. I mean, I'm not an expert, but it doesn't take much to see that that is the exact same photograph. They used the photograph, the same photograph they used for the 91 Fleer Nolan Ryan to put on the 1992 Olympic coin. So again, they've disavowed that that's true, but you know, believe what you see, not what you hear. So anyway, there's my dog in the background. He might bark a little bit, but there's 91 Fleer Ryan. There's the coin with his image on it. Then we got here, this is a 91 Fleer Upper Deck. Find the Nolan, and we're going to apply the theory here. This is a little bit damaged, and the theory is the damaged boxes are where all the big hits are found. So let's rip into this. 36 packs. Packs out of place. The dog will stop barking eventually. He's a good boy. Box out of the way here. If I find the Nolan, the autograph on-card Nolan, show's over. If I can't find the Nolan in this box, we'll keep ripping the commons, the non-Hall of Famers, the non-special cards are going to go in the trash. Maybe a bonfire, the leaves in the backyard. But otherwise that, I'll set the All-Stars, not the All-Stars, the Hall of Famers aside, send them off to ComC because they have some value. And we'll go through here pretty quickly just to look at the cards from our youth. I was about 10 years old when this set came out. Didn't rip a lot of this, but a lot of these players, like Cecil Fielder, are part of my childhood. That's pretty cool. I'm also going to save the holograms because I was taking a look on ComC, where a lot of these cards are going to end up. And I noticed that the holograms have value too. I mean, not a ton of value, but all things considered, if you pull the Montreal Expos hologram, for example, it's worth about 75 cents or $1. Now, you think about that, the Montreal Expos, as seen right here, they're not a team anymore. So there's some nostalgia built in for the Expos. You could say the same for the Cleveland Indians because they no longer use the Chief Wahoo logo on their hats. So there is a Chief Wahoo hologram inserted into these packs randomly. They were just throwaways. They were nothing special. But there is some value to be retained from these things just because of nostalgia. You can't get them anymore. As an Nolan Ryan insert, And I plan to save all the Nolan Ryan inserts and sell those off. See, like, there's a different Mariners logo. A little bit of nostalgia. Plan to send the Nolan Ryan insert set, the complete set off. Maybe throw that on eBay. There's my boy John Kruk. Somebody might buy the insert set for $5-10. Again, it's about reliving nostalgia. It's about seeing the players that I grew up with. It's about finding that autographed Nolan Ryan. But if we could regain some value from these cards, Schmaltzy, Hall of Famer, I'm going to do that. It's Charlie Huff again. G Tuner. Checklist. The most valuable card by far would be the Nolan Ryan on-card auto. Second to that would be the Michael Jordan short print baseball card. I have pulled that on this channel before. The first one I pulled, still at PSA. It's been about, I don't know, 4 months. Young Sammy. I'll get that back eventually, and I'll show it to you on this channel. The other one I pulled was pretty off-centered, so I'm going to throw that to ComC. In a raw condition, $10, $12, $15. PSA 9 might be around $50. PSA 10, you're looking at $450 to $500. So if that comes back at 10, the first one I sent off, that might even go into the PC, but that'd be pretty exciting to pull, pack pull, a short print card from 1991, send it off myself to PSA, get a Gem Mint 10. That doesn't happen too often, especially with these older cards. Quality control wasn't phenomenal, so you get off-centered cards a lot. Barry. I'm looking for one of these rare holograms for you guys. Some other cards that we were looking for, the Candy Maldonado card. Candy Maldonado has a young Corey Haim in the background. That fetches some value. All the Hall of Famers. Some of them are worth 50 cents a dollar in raw condition on ComC. And again, it's Save Master. Bobby Thigpen, right? Yeah, Bobby Thigpen. 57 saves. I remember that. That's a pretty cool card. Candy Maldonado, the short print Jordan, the autograph Ryan. Even like the Ken Griffey Jr. is worth about $1. The Jeff Bagwell, the Mike Mussina, maybe around $1. So not a whole lot of value in here. That's why most of these cards go into the trash. And if I come across it, Dante Bichette. That's the father of Bo Bichette. Mike Gallego. One thing I came across last rep, and it reminded me the treatment of the Los Angeles Dodgers and the Upper Deck card series. It's pretty cool because it turns out if you watch here's a good example of it. This Kirk Gibson card. Kirk Gibson takes a beating in the Upper Deck series. I mean, that is a terrible card. You can see he's balding. It's in a cloud of dust. He probably got thrown out. And the vast, the focus of the photograph is the umpire's rear end. That's a horrible treatment for Kirk Gibson. You would say, why would they do that to Kirk Gibson? And if you look in the 1989 Upper Deck, the flagship premiere, Kirk Gibson was card number 666, the number of the beast. The reason that happened is because this young kid, who they Upper Deck hired at 17 years old, Guideman, he was in charge of set design, the photographs used, and the card order. He was credited as the one that put Ken Griffey Jr. #1, but he also had some fun being that he was a Los Angeles Angels fan, now the Anaheim Angels, had a great dislike for the Dodgers. So if you look at the Dodgers, not all of them, but quite a few of them, very unfavorable photographs. And for like at least a couple of years, not this one, but card number 666 was a Los Angeles Dodger. So this 17-year-old kid was having fun at the expense of the Dodgers. That's an interesting note. But moving right along, no value in that, just a funny story. Dave Righetti. Dykstra. Yeah, it's great. Neon Dion, Primetime Sanders right there. Look at that. Damage. Yeah, damage box, damage cards. probably not worth anything, even if it was the Ryan or the Jordans. Hopefully, obviously, if I pull it, I want it in good shape, but I don't know how much I can expect from a 40-something-year-old box. I saw one recently, the Nolan Ryan on-card auto recently. They were asking, I think, $1,500. I mean, just, it's absurd. I don't feel like paying that. Again, as I alluded to a few months ago, all the other on-card autos from the Upper Deck Heroes of Baseball series, they're a lot cheaper. I got a Ted Williams for like $700. So the Ted Williams is $700, and Ted Williams can't sign baseball cards anymore. The Ted was $700. I'm not paying $1,500 for the Nolan Ryan. As much as I love Nolan, I'm just not doing it. Shawan Dunston, Tom Bernansky. One curious thing I noticed last month, the cellophane that was used to seal the box, it had a different indication. It talked about the Heroes of Baseball. If you go back and look, you can see it if you look closely, where this one didn't, Jeff Montgomery. And in that box, I did find the Heroes of Baseball insert with the Gaylord Perry. It wasn't autographed, but it was the kind of like the checklist card, or the cover card. It's multi. I'm curious if that was only found in certain boxes with the different labeling. Even if you look on eBay, the Gaylord Perry and Fergie Jenkins on-card auto from this series, they're not very expensive. You could have those for under $200. The Ryan insert, which is silly because Maurice Vaughn, better known as Mo Vaughn, the Ryan on-card auto, $2,500. You would think that'd be a similar value in other on-card autos, but you'd be mistaken. There's Ricky. Cool shot there. Ken Patterson, Robin Ventura, Sid Bream, Mike Greenwell, big stars back then, but they're not Hall of Famers, so overproduced and worthless. There's also some talk about the holograms, how some of the that should be the 1991 hologram. Sometimes they put the wrong hologram on the card, and then you have value, because that becomes an error. As the 1990 hologram on the 91 card, or the 92 hologram on the 91 card, and if you're sharp, you can pick that up. And that card has, now you're talking $10-15 in raw condition for some of these cards. But those are errors that are picked up well after production. And you got to be pretty sharp to figure it out, which hologram you have. So Upper Deck claims random sequencing in these cards, so we shouldn't see the same collation on a pack-by-pack basis. And by that same token, we should be able to pull the Nolan Ryan at some point, because it's purely random. It isn't exclusively in jumbo packs. There were no cello packs, but there were no rack packs either of Upper Deck. It was just these foil packs, and they did produce jumbo foils, which had the Silver Slugger. If I can find a jumbo box for a good value, I'll pick it up and rip it on this channel, but right now I got a good supply of retail boxes or hobby boxes, however you want to say it. I'm going to keep ripping through these on the first of every month. Bernabe, Brent May, Omar Vizquel. I don't think he's a Hall of Famer. Maybe one day. Brian McRae. Billy Swift. Todd Stottlemyre. Dave Winfield, High School Portrait. Mackie Sasser. Hector Villanueva. Halfway through this box. If you watch this whole way and you're still paying attention, hopefully you're passing the time in the car, on the can, doing yard work, Johnny Franco. Let me know what you think. Kirby Puckett. It's 2 Kirby Puckets. Back-to-back Puckets. As your random sequencing. Back-to-back Puckets. That gives me hope. Brian Barnes. Alex Fernandez. That was a very desirable card back in 91. What does that say? Can't touch this? MC Hammer hat? Could be. Do you like this series? Have you found a Nolan in a pack? Do you own an autograph Ryan? Do you want to sell me one for less than $1,500? Long gone. Brian McRae. Bo Jackson. Any Bo Jackson card is valuable. He didn't play very long, but he burned bright when he was there. Tony Gwynn. So he has a big collector base. All thing Mitch Williams. Like I said, let me know if you like this series. If you have any experience with the Nolan Ryan autograph. If there's another series you'd like to see rip, because, you know, if I'm lucky enough to pull that card, I'm not going to stop opening packs. I'm just going to stop opening these packs. Going to move on to something else. Big Mac. Not necessarily going to go for the high series upper deck with the Hank Aaron. And again, it's the proposition, the value proposition. Let's run into that as well. Croc again. Value proposition, Charlie Huff again. Not in the same order, but we've seen these cards. It's a matter of how much value is in the product hit. For your money, the price of the pack compared to the price, the cost of the biggest hit. Box is $30 to $50. Biggest hit, $1,500, $2,000. Compare that to a 92, where a 92 upper deck rather, where the packs again, the boxes again are $30, $40, and the Ted Williams on card auto is like $750. So it's not really worth it to be. And this is your biggest payoff if you can pull it. Not sure how excited I'll be. Probably pretty excited. Might fall off my chair, but not keep my hopes up super high. I'm just happy that I do get to do this. Look through these cards. Chase the Ryan. Look at that batting stance. That's ridiculous. Mickey Kettleton. Chase the Ryan. Carlton Fisk. Chase the Michael Jordan short print. Rico Bronya, remember him? Rick Aguilera. A lot of the same holograms. Mike Devereux, Jack Morris, lower end Hall of Famer. Hall of Famer nonetheless. So if you look on, look on YouTube, Sports Card Edge, they talk about the video called "How Upper Deck Changed Baseball Cards," and they talk about the LA Dodgers. Forgot to mention that earlier, but it's worth a watch. It's a good, well done video. Pretty funny. There's one more valuable rookies that might be worth, I don't know, $1.25. The Bashing Years and Johnny Franco. Sports Card Edge has a whole series of interesting junk wax history lessons. And the upper deck one is relevant for this, but there are others about Topps and Fleer. Oral Hershiser, who's very young there. I can't see Royals. Holograms. Brett Butler, Glenn Allen Hill, Mel Hall. So definitely check that out. I'll throw a link down in the description of that particular video so you can hear him tell the story of why the Dodgers get abused in the upper deck sets. Save Master again, Bobby Thigpen. George Brett, Hall of Famer. Toronto Blue Jays. Andres Keller, Tommy Glavine. Terry Steinbach. You know, to me it's funny watching baseball from the time I was about 5 years old in '86, and you look at players like Barry Bonds, and you think about who the best players of the game were at the time. You could say, man, a guy like Ruben Sierra, surefire Hall of Famer. And he's just not there. Now, that's a combination of PED accusations, but also, you know, his numbers just, the career just didn't last very long. There's Bobby Witt Sr. holding a football. Like Nolan Ryan. Bobby Witt Sr. was a pitcher for a long time in the majors. Bobby Witt Jr. won the batting title this year. He won the Gold Glove at second base. Probably would have won the MVP if he didn't exist in the same time frame as Aaron Judge. The Hawk, Andre Dawson. Fred Lynn. Keeps happening. Jose Canseco. Back-to-back cards. The same player. Random is random. Doesn't mean it makes sense. But we'll keep our hopes up. Tim Wallach. Kurt Schilling should be a Hall of Famer. Maybe one day, the Veterans Committee. Eden Cavilla, Dave Parker, Rob Deere. Dan Plesac, Steve Olin, Sidewinder. That's a cool photo. 4 packs left. Will we find the Ryan? Fat chance. Will we stop? Never. Nolan Ryan insert. Groundbreaking. Tweaksberry. Dykstra. Where's Bozio? A lot of Royals. Ton of Royals holograms. Wonder if these are regional. It's very possible. I got a Midwest box. I bought this box in Manhattan, so not sure where where it originally came from. Paul Molitor. Maybe that has something to do with it. And then maybe it has something to do with where the Nolan Ryan is situated. But they claim it's random. And I am ever the optimist. Haven't even hit the base checklist in this one. But on we rip. Maddox. Almost done with this box. Detroit Tigers. Mike Scott. Grace. Last pack. Magic coming up. What will we pull? Will it be a Jordan? Will it be a Ryan? Will it be a Candy Maldonado? Will it be Ungats? Time will tell. I am 845 Sports Cards, Hudson Valley, New York. I really appreciate you guys watching. First every month I'm going to do this. We'll rip some other product. We'll talk about our PCs. Talk about strategies for collecting. Try to educate. Try to entertain. At the end of the day, that box sucked. Thanks for watching, guys. If you're into coins, if you're into cards, there's definitely some overlap there. If you're PC and Nolan, there's a lot to be had. And I'm going to keep ripping. Thanks, guys, for watching. I'll see you next time.